If you are in sales, then today I'm going to cover why it is a complete waste of your time doing sales if you are doing it part-time. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Another awesome topic today. If you are following this channel and you are in appointment setting, closing, or anything to do with sales, then I have something that's very, very important to get across to you, the viewer, the person looking into getting into sales or may already be in a sales position. And that thing is why you should absolutely not even bother you doing sales if you're going to do it part-time. Now, this doesn't just mean like doing sales as an industry part-time. I also want to equate this to if you're doing different sales positions part-time at the same time, right? Now, you all know when it comes to splitting your focus, the impact that it can have, right? I see a lot of people who are in the sales industry and closers who will want to try to juggle multiple positions, right? They want to be appointment setter here, but they want to close here because they get paid higher commissions, or they want to close for two different influencers and different opportunities, and they think they can balance, they can juggle it. And every single time I have seen somebody attempt this, every single time, 100% of the time, it never pans out, okay? Now, what a lot of people will do is they'll get on the craze of earning commissions and doing sales and getting paid commissions while they're doing something else. Maybe they're working a full-time job and they want to do sales on the side, or they're working a part-time job and they're doing sales on the side to try to get commissions. And it really doesn't serve the business, and it also doesn't serve you, right? And today I'm going to break down why that is. So let's go ahead and give you an example. Let's say your goal is to make, I don't know, we'll keep the math simple, $5,000 a month. That's literally like your goal. You're like, okay, I want to make 5K as an income, okay? So what most people do is that in sales, they're like, okay, well, if I can get this income over here and do this part-time, I could probably earn 2,000. And if I do this over here part-time as a sales position, I earn commissions. As long as I make another 3,000, then next thing you know is I will be at my goal of 5,000, right? But what happens is I want you to think, so if the goal is up top here, your goal here at the peak is $5,000 a month, okay? And you gotta understand the different paths you are taking to get to your goal, 2,000 over here and 3K, well, we all know that paths are different, right? They're like, some are squiggly, curling, some could be like this, can be like this, go down and go back up to get you to your goal, right? Every path's different, but just for the sake of this example, we're gonna say the paths are even. Okay, it's going to be just a perfect diamond, right? So you're here, there's two diamond paths that go up to you getting to your goal of 5K here at the top. So we have a diamond shape. Here's the problem with doing it part-time. In order to get good at sales, you have to actually put in the reps, put in volume, and have consistency over time to elevate your skill, right? The higher your skill gets in sales, the easier it becomes, the less volume you can do. But the only way that you can actually elevate your skill in sales, whether it's appointment setting or closing, is to have as many at-bats and volume as you possibly can. So putting in volume is the number one thing in sales that you can control. That's why it is absolutely amazing, right? And so I see a lot of people on different teams where they'll talk about, oh, well, lead flow and quality leads and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. The only thing that you have control of in sales is volume. If you have the capability of putting in more volume, you can scale your income, period, regardless of the quality of leads and anything, right? Like, you have full control over doing it, but it takes time and it takes focus to be able to put in volume. Now, what people will do is they'll say, I'm going to do a job here, right? And then part-time, I'm going to go and do a sales gig, right? So they're taking these two paths. So here's what's interesting. If you would just walk one path of a diamond to go and get to your goal of 5K or whatever it is, by whatever that's a part-time job here or whether it's a sales gig, by you focusing all your attention on that path, you will actually get there faster than doing both paths at the same time, because this is what people do. They'll start doing things like part-time side by side, and you'll basically imagine going up the diamond in the middle and you're running to the right path. You're like, oh, okay, up, hit the path, and then you zigzag over to the left side, and then you zigzag over to the right side, and then you zig back over to the left side, and then you zig back over to the right side. And then over time, you may hit the middle sides of the diamond that go up, right? And then you zig all the way back in the middle. You guys know the shape of a diamond. The middle's the widest gap. So you have this big gap. They do this. They go zigzags the whole way. And what happens every single time in sales is the people will get overwhelmed, they will get burnt out, and they're making nowhere near their goal. Well, of course you're overwhelmed and you're burnt out. You're freaking zigzagging two paths at the same time trying to get to one goal. When in reality, if you would just choose one path to go and get you to your goal, you're going to get there significantly faster with less time, energy, and effort wasted, right? So you're not feeling like you're spinning your wheels, and it's just far more effective. And the thing is even if you wear and burn yourself out and you finally do accomplish your goal of 5K, the irony is, had you just stayed and really mastered one of those other two paths, you'd probably be making way more than 5K and not be burnt out. And I see this all the time with people in sales positions. They'll try to juggle sales and they'll try to work a job. And that's why when people come on to get hired on the team for any position of clients that I have, that's one of the non-negotiables that we have there. Like, comes all the time. Like, hey, people will usually come to me even though I tell them this is a rule, right? And the rule is they have to be full-time. So they'll be like, hey, what's with this one person? They're great. They had amazing tonality. And they'll be like, but they're also doing this on the side. You know, they said it's not going to affect anything. And I'm like, no, over and over and over and over again. And they're like, well, but and everyone thinks that the case is going to be different. It's a rule on purpose, right? Because when it comes to actually focus and putting the necessary action is to learn the skill of sales. The thing is when you learn sales as a skill, especially like earning commissions, the sky is the limit. You have so much earning potential compared to a normal job. A normal job limits you, right? You work 9 to 5. You could put in all this effort and then per hour and then get an increase, but the jump isn't like this. But the jump in sales from focusing on one path and getting that skill and stacking is huge incremental growth of generated income. That's why people in sales get paid, the top salesmen in the world get paid more than doctors and lawyers, right? Because they focused and honed in one skill from taking volume, but the key there is focus, right? So that's the example. If you're part-time working a job, plus doing a sales gig at the same time. If you're watching this and that is you, I would say choose one, or you can either stay where you are, okay? Stay exactly where you are right now, right? You're probably not going to hit your goal. You're going to be so burnt out and overwhelmed. It's going to be very, very difficult. And when you do, it's still not going to be worth it, right? So you can either stay where you are and try juggling both and then not listen to what Dylan said in this video, right? And then you'll get super burnt and then you're going to end up quitting anyways. So you're going to give up on one or the other, and then you're going to be nowhere near your goal. And the timeline that's going to take for you to just get so overwhelmed by the time you quit is just going to drain you, right? But if you're watching that, just choose one. Now, whether that's going to be the job or the sales skill, just know that if your goal is 5K or higher, right, the skill of sales is going to get you to your income goal faster than a normal job. Right? Unless you have some kind of crazy agreement with the job and, ahead of time where they're like, hey, if you do this amount of work in this timeline, we'll pay you, X amount of a salary and you earn 5K a month. Cool. Then you hit your goal. But the only way that you're going to earn the right by the job that's part-time, that is not sales, to get there is that you must focus, right? Focus to be valuable enough for them to pay you what you are wanting. But you cannot focus on both and two paths at the same time. So you need to quit one and go after the other. Now, let's say you're someone who is in sales, you're trying to learn it and you want an opportunity. You're like, you know what? I have this opportunity. I don't want to lose it because I fear missing out and they're paying me 10% commission. But if I go to this other position, they're going to pay me, let's say 8% commission, but they're also going to give me a salary. Right? And I just need a stable income. So one's going to pay me a salary, less commissions. The other one's going to pay me 10%. And the salary is nice because I know this is my goal. And if I do both of them at the same time, I'm still doing sales, right? Well, wrong. In this scenario as well, you are splitting your focus. This is why in the past, when we have tried scaling a done-for-you sales team, right? If you're watching this, I've seen it. I've tried everything when it comes to doing done-for-you sales agency. It is absolutely not worth it, right? The reason why it's not worth it is because if you are teaching a specific industry and dealing with objections and you take on a new client that's a completely different industry, right? Everything, the skill and the resistance and the objection and the knowledge in every industry is completely different. So you can't take your best people on the sales team, your best sales reps, and then split their focus and give them to a different opportunity. And that's typically what happens, right? When you have a done-for-you team, you train all of your reps, and then this one opportunity comes, and then you're like, well, hey, you're a best guy over here, and this person has significantly higher packages, and they're willing to give this commissions. You've earned this, so let's get you over here. And then now this company's pissed because you just took the best person who's now not closing for them and gave them a better opportunity, and the company could be making money, cool, but now they have to, the turnaround time for them to get results isn't going to be the same, and their income's going to drop because this person knew the right things to say, knew the industry as a whole, knew the objections resistance from actually doing it in repetition, is now having to go through that entire learning phase over again, a completely different industry. Even though he has the skill, his ramp up time is going to take longer, and you just took the best one from somewhere else, and therefore his income will suffer from it. But typically what that person would do is they'd be like, I'll just do both. Let me do this since it's a good opportunity. I'll do it on the side and I'll do this. They split their focus, and then guess what happens? Their income drops every single time. I'm telling you, if you want to get into sales, you must have an absolute focus. Seriously, you must focus on the skill, focus on putting in volume and repetition, and obsess over getting better in that thing with a certain resistance in the industry, getting better at more and more sales calls, and really putting in that time and attention and focus to elevate yourself in mindset and elevate yourself in the terms of skill of dealing with rejections, and elevate yourself in doing things like calling and booking appointments and qualifying better. There's just all these key little mini skills that is necessary for somebody to get better and elevate to stack their skills on top of each other. And you cannot do that without focus, period. Your income will suffer, and so will your livelihood of your mental state, right? And you will be burnt out and you will be absolutely exhausted. It is not worth it. So the best thing you can do is just choose. If you want to get in sales, find a sales gig that you are passionate about, that you want to actually go and elevate yourself. If you're just trying to get in a position where you're not trying to grow, right? And you just want to coast, and you're like, hey, I just want a specific amount of income. I don't care about growth or making more, like I'm good, right? Then fine, you can find positions that are like that. But if you are someone who wants more and you want to actually elevate your skills and scale your income and earn more in commissions, and then more reward in commissions on top of what you did before, and close more deals, and you have a really growth competitive mindset, then focus is the only way that's going to be able to get you there. Okay? Or it's okay if you're watching this and you don't want to be in sales and you just want a stagnant income to just chill and do whatever, then go find a normal job. Don't get into sales. Sales is designed, and the industry as a whole is designed for freaking winners with a good mindset, who want to think long term and know the capabilities. Most people can't think long term. They think now. I need money right now. I think short term. They can't sharpen that edge and know that it could take 12 months to really get very good. And when you see the best people in the sales industry who are making an absolute killing, who have better skills than everyone else, they've been doing it for freaking years. You can't compare yourself to somebody who has years of experience on you of doing things, because they've been focusing on sharpening that edge over and over and over and over again. Same thing like going to the gym, right? You go to the gym, you can compare yourself to somebody who's been weightlifting for 30 years all day long if you want to. If it's your second year of lifting weights, you're screwed. They got freaking 28 years on you. There's nothing you're going to do to combat that except focus and put in the time. And if you don't want to put in the 30 years to get to that level, then just accept the fact that you're not going to get those results. And again, that's okay. You can make that decision. So you got to choose your path wisely, especially if you're trying to get into sales. So, moral of the story, if you're watching this, just focus on one path. If you have a growth mindset when it comes to sales, give it your all for a very, very long period, right? Find a company that resonates with you. They have a vision that you can think long-term, that you want to stick with for the next 5 years, okay? Just give yourself a 5-year mindset of a company. And you know what? If anything happens and the vision of that company doesn't align with you anymore and you find somewhere else that is different, don't juggle both at the same time. Just quit, find another opportunity, focus on that one. If you're aligned with it, that's completely fine. That's just the world of sales, and that's the name of the game. But if you do not focus, you will never hit your income goals, and you will be tired and burnt out. And if you're watching this channel, I do not want that to be you. So I hope this was helpful if you're stuck kind of in a rut and balancing a lot of stuff on your plate right now, and you're also trying to do sales. And I hope this will give you enough confidence and courage and certainty to just let all the other stuff go and focus, right? And if this video gets you that aha moment to where you decide, you know what, I don't want to focus on sales, I'd rather just get to my goal here with this other thing, then so be it. At least I am saving you the energy and the effort, and keeping you from being super frustrated, from going down a path that's going to get you nowhere. And that is still a win. I hope this was valuable for you guys. If you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have a lot of amazing new content coming out Not going to say what it is yet, but some really cool things and big things coming here. Also, if you're not already part of the high ticket sales outbound community, make sure you guys click the link in the description. Make sure you join the Facebook group. We're going to be doing things like live call breakdowns, talking about outbound sales teams, handling objections, and you also have the opportunity to come into the group. And if you are active in sales, focusing on one thing, you can actually submit calls over, and we'll do things like live call breakdowns and reviews in the community. It's a lot of fun, and the whole goal is to give you as much value as possible. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.